Okay. Anyways, where was I there? Talking about Channel 12 News. It's just everyone's being boycotting here just because of how they treated these people that have been there forever. And there's this really cool video. I got it on Infowars.com. I don't know if it's like 12 minutes long. There's this Japanese reporter, him and a friend, that take a car and they drive through the evacuation zone. They get to within a mile of the nuke site, and they have a Geiger counter on the dashboard of their car. And as they're driving through, and all they're wearing is just a paper mask, but as they're driving through it, their Geiger counter is off the scale. It's again, it can't even be read. It's so high, and there's animals all over the place. It's like a bomb went off. They went through all these towns and animals just walking all over. It's just, you watch it and it's, first of all, I can't believe these guys did it. I mean, they're just insanely brave with that type of radiation. But it's actually a pretty cool video to watch. It's on Infowars.com, and you just go to I'll look for the video. Christian churches in China have been ordered to stop worshiping. There was people that was arrested Sunday because they were worshiping in a park, and the Chinese government arrested them. The Japanese are pumping radioactive water into the sea. All that water that goes into the nuke site automatically becomes radioactive, and it has to go somewhere. So they got to pump it into the sea, and that's not going to help nobody at all. There's a 3.9 earthquake hit Arkansas. That's small, but it's still just odd. It's just more earthquakes going on. That was on the April 9th. Also, April 9th, we have a nuclear plant in Washington State that declared an unusual event. They wouldn't say what happened. They wouldn't give out any more information. They just said an unusual event happened, and they evacuated the plant. Don't sound good to me. We have and this is from Forbes.com, a news site. Radiation is detected in 13 more U.S. cities, and the cesium that I was telling you about has been found in Vermont milk. So now the radiation is 4 times higher than Chernobyl, and Chernobyl was insane, and now they're saying that now this is even worse, but they don't like to admit it, but it is. April 11th, another earthquake hit Japan, a 6.6. That was exactly 1 month after the main earthquake. There was another one in China where the police stopped Christians from worshiping. Wisconsin on April 11th had 7 tornadoes in Milwaukee. They said it's a record, 7 tornadoes at one time in one town. Even in the Bible it says that the weather will change. There will be changes to the weather. The Japanese government finally raised the level of the threat level to a 7. It was at a 5. They say it was secretly at a 6, and now they've raised it to 7, which is the highest level of 7. The International Atomic Committee says the only reason it would be raised to a 7 is if there was people have died directly because of the radiation. So and Japan didn't say that, but that's the only reason they'd raise it to a 7. So just know that people in Japan are now dying because of the radiation. Here's another one straight out of well, you talk about a new world order. The city of Chicago, the school district there, has outlawed parents from packing lunches for the kids. There's been a couple different articles. First, they came out and said that they're completely banned. Your child has to eat what the school serves. You cannot send no lunch with them. They even said the parents can't be held responsible for making sure their kids eat right. And now the school is saying, well, it's just a suggestion, they don't have to. But that's after there's been so many parents complain. But this is just what they're going to. They're saying that you know, think about if you're a parent and you're being told that you're not smart enough or capable enough to make sure your child eats right, and you can't. So even if it was apples and bananas and grapes, you couldn't send them. They wouldn't let it. They found a 500-year-old Gutenberg Bible in Utah. 500 years old. Gutenberg was one of the original printed Bibles. That's just pretty interesting. Protesters in St. Paul, Minnesota, there's a Jesus statue in a park. They set it on fire to protest a statue of Jesus being in a public park. It's pretty sad. That's just the persecution towards Christians. France made a federal law that women cannot wear a burqa. Arab women cannot wear a burqa that covers their whole body. And the law went in effect, and they started arresting women. And that, religious freedom right there is I don't agree with Islam, but that's, if you take away one person's freedom, you're taking away another. There was a Muslim woman in Indonesia that was publicly caned for being close to a man that was not her husband. And you go to theblaze.com, they have a picture of this woman as she's about to get caned, and her only crime was that she stood too close to another man that was not her husband. The Europeans, this is April 12th out of naturalnews.com, the Europeans have told all their people to avoid drinking milk or eating vegetables because of high levels of radiation. That's all of Europe, which is largely the United States, but they ain't said nothing to us. April 12th, I don't know if you heard about this one, it's made a lot of news. A 6-year-old girl was felt up and sexually assaulted by a TSA agent at an airport, all under the name of the law. And then they made her get a drug test. 6 years old. And this is just more of them trying to push the tyranny on us, to think that it's okay for them to search us when it's not. A top scientist said that if the Fukushima continues to melt down, there could be an atomic explosion. Not good at all. They're now reading levels of strontium in the environment. That's a very heavy radioactive material. They don't think it'll ever make it to the States because it's so heavy that as it goes, it'll drop into the ocean. But that's like, you get one particle of that in you and you'll die. Oh, there's this thing from Yahoo, or a film is saying that they believe they have discovered the nails from Jesus' cross. I don't know, one of the things you can read it and believe it if you want. I don't know how they can really say that, but Harry Reid, senator out of Nevada, who's not a very big fan of, or Republican and conservatives aren't a big fan of his, got on the Senate floor on April 12th and said the Pledge of Allegiance, and while he was citing the Pledge of Allegiance, he left out the words "under God" on purpose, because these people do not want God in their life. They don't want it in your life. So here's a senator, elected senator in the United States, in the U.S. Senate, saying this Pledge of Allegiance and leaving out "under God." More about the 6-year-old being groped by the TSA. Here's an article from Newsmax.com where a doctor says Japanese radiation could pose health risks to the U.S., which it will in the long run. On Thursday, 2 days ago, a second kid, 8 years old, was groped by the TSA, and his parents and even people around were just outraged. When you allow this to happen, it's no longer a free country. When they're allowed to touch us, like bonded policemen cannot do that to you. A cop cannot walk up to you and just search you for no reason. And these TSA people think they can. It's unbelievable. There's an article here from yesterday from Godvine.com. There was a baby that was pronounced dead, and the mother held the baby for 2 hours. After the baby had been declared dead, the doctors was just giving mother a chance to say goodbye. And after 2 hours, that baby came back to life. And they have it all on videotape. It's amazing. You got to check it out. God, it's on my Facebook page too. We missed all y'all at the family dinner. We'll have another one here soon. There's copies of Bibles coming out that says the Bible on it, but it's made by humanists, and they've completely reprinted the entire Bible, but they've left every mention of God out of it. So you may see it, you may think it's a real Bible, but it's not. and that's about wraps it up. So I had to stop it, pause it here for a minute, but I thought I could pause it, but I can't. But I had to stop it. So there's 2 videos this time. So again, you guys, please watch them, check them out, share them with your friends if you want. Send me any questions if you got them. Be good to your mom. Chris, be good to your dad. And we'll talk to you guys later. Love you.